A lengthy licensing authority hearing dissected the Greater Hyannis Civic Association to meet and the Barnstable Municipal Airport dedicated on this episode of Barnstable Today. It's Monday, May 21st, 2012. I'm Sarah Colvin. On Friday afternoon, under sunny skies, the brand new air traffic control tower and terminal at Barnstable Municipal Airport were dedicated. Hundreds of people gathered at the airport for Friday's ceremony. Ron Pursuti, chair of the Airport Commission, was just one of many speakers.
It's been a very, very long journey for most of us intimately involved with this airport. But the results were worth the waiting. We now have a beautiful, new, highly functional terminal and a state-of-the-art air traffic control tower. Today we have with us one of three individuals who were instrumental in obtaining a federal grant for the construction of this tower. Without the help of Congressman Delahunt and Senators Kennedy and Kerry, we would not have been able to construct this tower. At this time, I would like to ask former Congressman Delahunt to come forward and accept our appreciation of his effort. Thank you very much, Congressman.
Well, thank you very much, Ron. Thank you very much.
Airport Manager Bud Brialt called for local legislators to help unveil a pair of plaques.
Before we break, I would ask our state and federal officials to step in front of the podium and help us unveil the commemorative bronze plaques that will permanently reside in the passenger terminal and tower. So if I could ask you all to come down front.
The project came in on time and under budget. It's expected to be a positive impact on the local economy here in Barnstable. Harry's at the Depot has been open on 477 Yarmouth Road for many months now, and the owners are hoping to open the upstairs portion next month. The owners were in front of the licensing authority this morning to expand seating at the restaurant.
So basically, we want it to read the same as it existing right now, but in the addition of the right side. We say upstairs, but it's a few steps up. It's actually the right side of the building. And to just, when we first opened, we opened the day after Thanksgiving, and they had written it up for 69 people because we only had opened the half with phase one, and now we're just about ready to open the other side. So we're looking for the 99 people on that side.
This has all been approved now by the building
Town, I
commissioner?
have, yeah, all the inspections from the building, fire, board of health, everything. I have a certificate of compliance from the town for that.
When do you expect to be completed?
We're hoping to open June 20th.
Work is being done on Main Street, Hyannis. The owners of Prova Brazil also hope to open their new Brazilian steakhouse in June. Lawyer Dan Creedon explained to the licensing authority that the owners want to add televisions and music to the outdoor bar.
The idea here is to just provide atmospheric music for outside dining on the patio. They're looking to do that through the installation of 4 speakers. I'm sorry, 6 speakers total, 4 in the front of the building near the entrance to the inside bar area, and then 2 at the outside bar, together with 2 TVs at the outside bar. As you can see on the application, we're asking for at or below conversation level. This isn't intended to be anything where it's going to be loud music. It's dinner accompaniment only, and then the TVs are common at a bar. We're looking for 2 TVs.
The licensing authority expressed some concern about excess noise.
And I'm sure you also realize that if there were noise complaints that the outdoor license would be in jeopardy. For any complaints from Pearl Street or in that area.
Absolutely.
So as long as it's adequately monitored, it would probably present a nice atmosphere for some outside evening dining if the right music is playing.
It would seem that the biggest concern is not going to be the late hours, it's going to be the daytime hours. You got a school on one side and you got a library on the other.
Joan Kenny, Vice President of Library Trustees and neighbor to Prova, spoke at the hearing.
Does the town have in writing a decibel level that constitutes light conversation?
No.
So there's nothing formalized about it. It's everybody's own perception.
Was it still, is the anti-noise bylaw still there, 150 feet?
Yes, Mr. Chairman, it is.
They have good memory of 14 years. Hasn't changed. So it's apparently any noise clearly audible from a distance of 150 feet would be a violation of the anti-noise bylaw?
I see. And also, I'm still confused. Will the TVs and the amplified music be occurring at the same time?
The licensee said it wouldn't be. Is that
It would
correct?
not be. So that if the music is on, the TVs are off?
That's correct.
Okay, thank you.
So you're not objecting then if it's maintained?
Just a point of information.
Well, I just want to let you know, if you are disturbed, anybody in the library, please notify, the police right away or this authority, and we'll certainly take action to rectify anything that's disturbing the people at the library.
Thank you. We both want to be good neighbors.
The licensing authority approved the plan to add TVs and music to the outdoor bar, but warned Greeting that excess noise would not be tolerated. Today's hearing was capped off with a bitter battle between an auto dealer and upset customer that resulted in a multi-day license suspension for the auto dealer. Meredith Carter claims that Daryl Fitz, manager of AutoSmart LLC, failed to return $500 of a deposit to her after a deal to buy a car went sour. The authority heard testimony from both Carter and Fitz's lawyer. Richard Scally, Consumer Affairs Supervisor for Barnstable, reminded licensing authority members of their responsibility in this case.
If you could look at this in terms of focusing on the purpose of this hearing has to do with not with whether Mr. Feitz owes her $500 or not, but it has to do with whether he's acting properly under his license, and whether there's a consumer protection issue here. Be mindful that this is the third complaint on this particular licensee in the same vein, same character, same kind of complaint. I find it very disturbing that there's the issue of taking a deposit and giving back a deposit, loaning out vehicles without any paperwork. There's nothing in writing that says that she can use it. There's no, it goes on for more than a month. Then we wait and hold on to paperwork, and then that takes months for it to be resolved. There's a letter that comes in April from Source One that's way after the loan issue would have even taken place. So I just think that there's a lot of other underlying issues here, that a lot of shoddy paperwork, dealing with people that may or may not understand the law. I think Mr. Feitz takes advantage of that in terms of being able to use these people who are unfamiliar with the law in this situation. This is exactly what consumer protection is all about, is to protect people like Miss Carter with regards to their issues and their understanding of the law. So I at the very least feel that Mr. Feitz has not handled his paperwork properly. He should be sending letters out to these people saying, your loan has been declined, our deal is ended or begun. There's just no beginning and no end to any of these deals. So I don't know exactly how he handles that. It seems like he's not available to be able to give that information to the customer. If this was one instance, I would say, okay, it was a mistake, but a third time around, there should be cause for the commission to be concerned.
The board presented its findings.
I'd like to make the following findings, Mr. Chairman. Number one, I believe Mr. Feitz is an improper person to hold a license to sell used vehicles. Number two, I think his customer relations are extremely poor. Number three, he failed to follow Registry of Motor Vehicles regulations. And four, failure to submit proper credit procedures in a timely manner.
The board gave AutoSmart LLC a 10-day suspension starting tomorrow. Any violation of that suspension could result in the license being revoked. Finally, the Greater Hyannis Civic Association is holding its annual meeting tomorrow. The group meets at the Hyannis Yacht Club at 5:30 p.m. Members and non-members are invited to attend. We'll have more on that meeting as Bill Cronin, president of the GHCA, joins us on Barnstable This Morning tomorrow. With Barnstable Today, I'm Sarah Colvin.